Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting to order at 10:37 a.m. Thank you all for being here. With that, we'll move on to roll call. Amy, I see you with your mic off, so you look ready.
Yes, good morning, everyone. President Naomi.
Ooh, present.
VP Ramses. Key President Mark.
Present.
Director of Finance Zach. Will he get an excuse absent? Yeah. Okay. Director of Legislative Affairs Jacob.
Present.
Director of Public Relations Nick.
I'm here.
Director of Communications here. Senator David.
I'm here.
Senator Souley. Senator Rachel.
Souley is off right now. He's not on the board anymore.
Okay. Senator Rachel. Senator Reed. Senator Stacy.
Present.
Senator Mary Kay. Senator Hamza.
Present.
Senator Beheshta. Senator Sasha.
Present.
Senator Efsoon. Okay, and Senator Oscar. Nine present out of 15.
I think it's, yeah, quorum is met.
Quorum has been met.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Amy. With that, we'll move on to adoption of the agenda. Hopefully you guys have all gotten to take a look at it, but I'm going to share screen anyway. Let's see. Ooh. Am I sharing screen? Can you guys see this?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you, Amy. Okay, scrolling. There you go. Okay, if there are no objections, this agenda will be adopted. Okay, hearing and seeing no objections, the agenda is adopted. Moving on to approval of the minutes. Again, I sent those out via Discord last night, but I will share screen. Okay, thank you to Amy for providing this, for providing the minutes. Okay. If there are no objections, the minutes will be approved. Hearing and seeing no objections, the minutes are approved. Moving on to chair's message. Hi, everyone. Welcome to whatever week it is. Let's see, a few things for chair's message. One, so I think I brought this up last week as a kind of idea, but our Pet Palooza event that CABE is putting on is for sure happening. We have set it up with the SPCA, and there are flyers that hopefully you've seen on Instagram and Discord. And we would love it if you guys could all share the event further. Raj, you can even take it back to FLC. It's open to everyone as far as I know. And I will get you flyers that you can go ahead and share on Instagram or wherever. So let me know if you want to, you need a flyer, because we would love more advertising. We're hoping this will be a big event. So this is kind of a meet and greet for pets that are available, that the SPCA has available for adoption. So it should be a really good event. I'm really looking forward to it. And let's see, my second announcement is really the big thing here. So for those who are here in last term's board, you might remember that the district had tried to put on this student design team. It did not work out too well, but ARC, President Dixon has led the move to actually create our own ARC student design team after the district one was resolved. Yeah. So they are actually seem to be done with the job description. So you can look for that application on, they said, a platform called Handshake. I have no idea what that is, but for those who do know what it is, that's where you can look for it. I'm going to read the qualifications here in a sec, but one thing that I want to stress, and that the president stressed and other people that helped put this up, is don't be too intimidated by the qualifications. Even if you think you don't meet those qualifications, don't self-exclude yourself. Apply anyway. So qualifications: strong analytical and problem-solving skills, effective verbal and written communication skills, ability to work independently and in a team environment, and a flexible work schedule. This is a paid position, so this is $14 an hour with an average of 20 hours per week. And they're looking for a year-long commitment. So for those transferring, myself included, cannot apply to this, but you know, we have several students here that are continuing, and so this might be a program that interests you. So yeah, keep a lookout on Handshake, and I will, you know, give you any updates should I hear of any. So I think that's all I have for that item. And I think that's also all I have for chair's message. So with that, I will move on. We will move on to advisor's message. Brett.
All right, y'all. Aloha. Happy Friday. Last day before spring break. So y'all did it. So I hope, one, you enjoy your spring break. To stay off Zoom if you can. Stay off Canvas, whatever. Just get away from the screen time as best you can. So I'll start with what Naomi mentioned right there, the Handshake. So Handshake is a new platform that I don't know if the whole district's using it, but ARC for sure is, where students can look for student jobs on campus. So that's the new platform. So in the past, you know, as the supervisor for the Center for Leadership and Development, students would pop in there and be like, are you guys hiring? Are you all hiring? And then if we say yes or no, right, we give them an answer, and then they'd go to the next place. So virtual, right? Can't do that. Plus it was just time, where students can now see all the student jobs that are available. And honestly, this is the time, if you are coming back next year, this is the time to be checking that out, because a lot of departments start hiring now so that they can train in the summer, and then you hit the ground, whether that's in ground or virtual, in the fall. So that student design team, along with Senate next year, I think are going to have important voices on what campus can look like as we return. So just wanted to clarify that. I know GA is happening today. So for those of you that are going, participating, viewing, right, enjoy it. Hopefully next year's board can be there in person, because it is important to be a part of and to see. So yeah, I hope it's going well. And if there are registration issues, please let me know. Like I was telling the group before we started, I'm not quite sure of how their invoice process quite works, given that we're all virtual. So just let me know if there's stuff going on with that. Other than that, I don't really have much. I went to a budget meeting this morning with all the staff and faculty that was hosted by President Dixon. And it didn't get into specifics about budgets for ARC. It just kind of talked about at the state and federal level, how that money is being trickled down, for lack of better terms, to Los Rios, and what the regulations are on spending those monies and how long they last and all that stuff. So, but nothing specific about like certain programs or departments getting more money, less money, nothing like that. So As I hear more, I'll keep this board informed on that. I think it's imperative that you all know what discussions are being had about that. So with that, I will end it with today is a sneakerhead holiday. If you all don't know, today is Air Max Day, 3/26. The first Nike Air Max 1 was released in 1987. And so every March 26th, sneakerheads wear our Air Maxes. So I'll put a picture in the chat here. I'm wearing my Air Max 97s that I custom made. So I'm a nerd. So with that, I'll hand it back to Naomi. Thank you.
Thank you, Brett. With that, we'll move on to public comment. This time is reserved for members of the public to address the Student Senate on issues not already appearing on the agenda. A limit of 2 minutes per speaker shall be observed with a maximum of 4 minutes per topic. No discussion is allotted on public comment. The law does not permit any action to be taken nor extended discussion of any items not on the agenda. The ASB Student Senate may briefly respond to statements made for questions posed. However, for further information, please contact the ASB Student Senate President for the item of discussion to be placed on a future agenda. Is there anyone from the public who wants to make a comment? Okay, hearing and seeing none, we will move on to appointments and swearing in, of which we have none, and we'll move on to unfinished business, of which we have none. And with that, we'll move on to our first item under new business, which is our pre-health related internship program. And I would like to thank Raj Thakar, who is the FLC Student Senate President, for being here today.
Thank you, Naomi. Thank you, the whole board, for letting me talk today. It's a great internship. I heard good things about Handshake from my college, so I hope you guys also promote that. A lot of students don't know about this, but if you're like, in a bio class or chemistry class, there's a lot of labs, the higher lab techs. They do like the basic cleaning and stuff like that. But you get to be part of a research and, handle animals and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I only know about that because I'm a pre-med, so I can only speak about that. But what I'm here to talk today about is an idea that FOC is working on. We don't have that much time, so we're working on it fast. Not as much from the student side, but more on the faculty side. So our college president Yamamura, has good connections with hospitals. I was talking to him about it, about an internship that I did in Redding, California, where students from high school and college, community college, took part in a program that included 2 other hospitals where students shadowed and worked. So I personally have watched 26 surgeries being in the OR by the surgeon, assisting them with, passing on instruments to doing simple sutures in the ER, even helping the even helping the trauma surgeons, keeping track of even nurses, right? So keeping track of the vitals, the basic things, the blood pressure, the heart rate, and everything else. Very simple stuff, but you get a lot of experience from that. And I came back and I was trying to research something similar, but there's nothing in Sacramento, which is weird because a small town like Redding has a big program like this, and Sacramento, the capital of California, has nothing like that. And yeah, with the COVID thing, we're gonna have a lot of students in pre-health related majors, so we need those internships. We need that opportunity. So what we're doing is we're reaching out to hospitals. First, we're starting with Mercy because they are the easiest to reach out with. Then we're gonna move to Shutter after getting some experience with that. But our main goal is to kind of have students go in, not only shadow, but work in those areas. So, that includes scribing. If people over here don't know what medical scribes do, they basically are the fly in the room where the doctor is. They kind of just sit in the back and take note of everything that's going on, from what is the doctor asking to what is the patient saying and what are the other texts saying about that. So if you don't know, the doctor doesn't make all the decisions. There's respiratory tag, there's PT tag, and different texts that kind of put their recommendations on it as well. And the doctor signs the orders, of course. But all those texts, doctor has to listen to them, and a scribe takes note of what those texts do. It's kind of like taking minutes, which is a great opportunity because you learn a lot. You learn a lot of medical terms. You learn a lot of medical terminology to how a doctor thinks and how they diagnose and stuff like that. And even patient care tech, PCT as we call it. is a person that takes a patient from room to room, from room to scan, and stuff like that. Really great experience. So I was starting this on the district level. And I shouldn't say this, I love district with all my heart, but every project that they take to do a district level kind of falls apart. It never happens. It's, you know, it always gets messed up because they have to do contracts and legally they cannot have any hospitals. They're closer to one campus than to other, and it's a mess. So I decided, like, you know, we can unite all the colleges to do something similar in our individual colleges and not do it districtly, but individually as college, still combining our efforts to do it. So if ARC, if you guys are, you know, interested in that, I can include Naomi and, you know, other members of your board into the process of how to do it. And then maybe you guys can start a program like this, you know, next year. And then we can encourage other colleges, kind of bully them, to put it that way, in an informal way, to do it, so that, you know, every college has something similar like this. Because, you know, at the end of the day, it is the students, it's the new generation that's going to fix this. We have recently come to notice, and this is not recent, this has been going on, let's be honest, but recently, I mean, like in the closer decade, that America's healthcare system is not the best. And by not the best, I mean, it's the worst. You know, comparing to a country our size and our, you know, resources, it is one of the best. It's one of the worst, best in the worst category. But you know, at the end of the day, students like us, they kind of fix it. You know, no one can fix it other than the new generation that's going to come in, because it's a longer process. But, you know, as much as possible, if we have more students come in, that means we have more inclusion and more diversity. And, you know, any environment with a greater diversity has a greater, you know, productivity. So that's the basic, simple rule of ecology, if you ever took a bio class. So I just want to put that idea out there and get everyone's, you know, reaction to it.
Chair.
Go ahead, Stacy.
Hi, Raj. I just want to say thank you for being here today and also for highlighting this important issue about needing for internships and everything that really goes into this. So I work as a tutor in the Beacon program in the LRC for Bio 430. I'm a biology major and I'm formerly the zoology instructional assistant when we were on campus. So I'm very interested in what you're talking about for a lot of reasons, because I support our pre-med population very directly. And I also work with our nursing students tutoring Bio 430, which is Anatomy Physiology Part 1. If there's any more information you can provide to the board, I'm very interested in what you're saying today.
Thank you, thank you. And yeah, I do wanted to put it out there. It's not just for pre-meds, it's for like pre-health related students. I personally am also the president of the Pre-Health Alliance Club at FOC, and I was trying to, you know, research through the club how to do it. But clubs, you know, don't have that much resources as much as, you know, a college or ASB of a college does as a collective. So it's great, yeah.
Very relatable. Research Club, which I'm currently president of, we've had very similar kind of challenges with trying to develop projects for internships. We end up kind of working with the work experience, but we sort of went online and off campus right when we were starting to develop that. The most we've done is independent studies with Kim 495.
Well, that's actually great, because what my club did, we actually contacted CTC, the Career Transfer Center, and the Handshake there at FOC, and their team to kind of get involved with our, you know, our club and reaching out to members for internships. So, but that's a different conversation. We'll put that one aside. We'll talk later, Stacy.
Are there any other questions or comments for Raj today?
Chair, just a quick one.
Yeah, right, go ahead.
Raj, obviously, like Stacy said, thank you for coming. Do you know which hospital in Reading had that partnership, and or if you had access to like an MOU or anything like that, just so we could see the framework? I think that will help ARC folks try to get that thing going.
Yes, of course. So the two hospitals I was involved with was Shasta Regional Medical Center and the Mercy Medical Center there. The Mercy Medical Center and Shasta Regional, both are, I think, Trauma 1. So they had a really good trauma center as well as like, other resources because they're huge hospitals. And the framework, it was kind of different. I've been thinking of, modifying the framework a little bit because that was just focused on shadowing. Whereas this program that I'm proposing will be more into getting jobs as well as shadowing. So, scribing and stuff. But yeah, there is a framework and I will definitely reach out to Naomi and yourself, when we get the framework ready and so that we can work on the project together.
Yeah, so this definitely seems like something the next board will have to, take up more than this board. Since it's such a big project, and I know you are transferring yourself, so I would definitely recommend connecting to some of the people that are actually running for Student Senate. If you wanted to talk about this or bring up this question, perhaps at our the candidate forum, that could be an interesting place to bring that up there.
Oh, is there a date for the candidate forum or?
There is, and I cannot remember. Brett just put it in chat. Thank you, Brett. Tuesday, April 13th from 12 to 1:30 p.m.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Mhm. Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay. Hearing and seeing none, I'll just say thank you one more time to Raj for being here. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule. This was a very interesting presentation, and I hope that the next board does take this up. Okay, so with that, we will move on to our next item of business, and that is the Student Senate Bill S21-03 yearly WIC subscription. And we actually need a motion for that. If you look on the agenda, you can kind of see, I know I wrote the bill, so it makes it a little bit complicated here. I'm going to share a screen so you can actually see the bill and see what the motion is proposing here. Oh, okay, there you go. You can see the language for the motion right there, right here.
I make a motion that the Associate Student Body of American River College allocates up to $450 to be used for a year-long subscription of the VIP Premium website plan.
I second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the Associated Student Body of American River College Student Senate allocate up to $455 to be used for a year-long subscription of the VIP Premium website plan. Okay, Sasha, as the maker of the motion, you get the opportunity to speak first if you would choose to.
Like ask a question or
You get the opportunity to speak. You can say what you don't have to take it if you don't want to. So I would recommend in this case, since I wrote the bill, I can talk more.
Pass it on to you, Naomi.
Thank you, Sasha, for making the motion. Okay, so for those of you familiar, or you should be familiar, we have our website, our ASB website that we've been using this year. Last semester, we passed our first bill for spending on this, and at the time, we hadn't had enough to do a full, to pay for it fully for a full year. So I got a little bit freaked out and paid in monthly installments instead of a yearly one, which would have been better for the business services office. So last month I switched it to a yearly service plan instead, so that it makes it a lot easier to get through the business services office. And this is the cost of that one-time payment, the $455. And yeah, that's going to the same stuff, that the VIP plan that allows our website to be run through Wix. And yeah, it's a pretty simple bill. You guys have, if there are any questions or comments, now's a good time. I know you guys already like voted on this, so this one's it's not too new, but yeah, okay. And I know GA is today, so we probably want to get you guys going. Okay, so hearing and seeing no questions or comments on this, and I think we can move on to a roll call vote.
Yes.
Thank you, Brett, for putting the website in the chat.
So I can start off with VP Ramses.
I don't. He said he's working, so he can't really vote. So how about we put him at for abstain for now?
Okay. Then we go with Cave President Mark.
Yes.
Director of Legislative Affairs Jacob.
Yes.
Directors of Communications Amy. I vote yes. Senator David.
Oh, yes, too.
Senator Stacy.
Yes.
Senator Hamza.
Yes.
Senator Sasha.
I vote yes.
And Senator Oscar.
Yes.
Okay. 8 out of 8 present members have voted yes, so it has been passed.
Okay, so the bill has passed. Awesome. With that, we will move on to our next item of business, and that is committee reports. We have actually a committee that will be meeting over spring break, and that is our Get Involved, Get Relief Ad Hoc Committee. I think they're meeting Wednesday, and I will be getting that agenda up on the website after this meeting, actually. So be on the lookout for that. Jacob, if you want to say anything about that, I see you unmuted.
I was just going to say we're also going to try and have governance meet.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I was trying to say we're also going to have governance committee meet.
Right. Thank you for reminding us. We were just talking about that before the meeting. Okay. Any other committee reports? Okay, yeah. Hearing and seeing none, we'll move on to our next item of business, and that is board member reports and announcements. I'm going to make the announcement again, even though I said it in chair, but you know, our Pet Palooza cave event is coming up. So again, I'll share those flyers and little Instagram post thingies. So be on the lookout for that, and yeah, and just try to share the word. Yeah, so any other board member reports or announcements? Oh, forgot to add, what is this?
That was me. The chancellor's cabinet has been reviewing a reopening plan for fall. What I'm allowed to share, I don't know, because they wanted it to be kind of on the hush because they don't know for sure what the plans are yet.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing what you can share. It's still good to hear that they are looking into it. So any other board member reports or announcements? Any club events coming up soon? No? Okay, hearing and seeing none, we'll move on to public comment. This time is reserved for members of the public to address the Student Senate on issues not already appearing on the agenda. A limit of 2 minutes per speaker shall be observed with a maximum of 4 minutes per topic. No discussion is allotted on public comment. The law does not permit any action to be taken nor extended discussion of any items not on the agenda. The ASB Student Senate may briefly respond to statements made for questions posed. However, for further information, please contact the ASB Student Senate President for an item of discussion to be placed on a future agenda. I think our last member of the public left, but if there is anyone from the public that I do not see that wishes to make a comment, okay, hearing and seeing none, we'll move on to adjournment. If there are no objections, this meeting will be adjourned at 11:06 a.m. Okay, Hearing and seeing no objections, this meeting is adjourned. Pause for recording to stop.